everyone, it's Lauren with Build Carolina here to share a pretty exciting story. We have Megan here who just graduated from our boot camp in Greenville. And so I'm excited to introduce you, but I will let you do that. You can tell everyone who you are and what you were doing before and just something about the cohort and the course you just took.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Lauren, for having me. I'm very, very excited to kind of share my story. I know that a lot of bits of my story match up with a lot of other people who have gone through the cohort. Um, but a little bit about my own. I came from a 10 year background in healthcare, which was very, very fulfilling. But along with that fulfillment, there was also a lot of kind of that burnout feeling and kind of sort of feeling like you're a punching bag for everybody. So there was a moment in time where I knew that I wanted to continue doing something that made a difference. I just didn't know what that was. So I was very lucky and ended up landing a new job that had a little bit more technology on the healthcare side. I ended up seeing SQL for the first time, and that was kind of like this aha moment of I have no idea what that is, but I really like what it's doing, and I kind of want to lean into it and kind of see where that goes. So that's kind of in a nutshell how I wound up here.
It's very interesting. SQL, yeah, to see SQL and be like, haha, I wanna learn more about how to make that work and how does it do what it does. It's pretty cool. It's not the usual, I think, exposure level that I think I'm used
Yeah.
to hearing. So that's very cool. So you talked a little bit about your background and that you wanted to make a difference and you wanted to make an impact. So tell me and us a little bit more about why you wanted to go into web development. Why this course? Why take it full time and stop what you're doing for 3 months to go all in on something like this?
Yeah. So I think kind of the first thing that everyone, including myself, kind of has to kind of struggle with is that jump. It is that you are about to turn your life upside down. You're going to pause everything and just kind of hope that what you're doing is the right thing. And for me, I knew, like you said, I wanted to continue making a difference, but I knew that I needed to do it in a different capacity because if I kept going at the rate I was going, I was going to very much become kind of a hardened person. And I didn't want to be that person. So I sat down and just kind of thought how I could take the love for people and the kind of love for putting things together and really put those together to continue my journey, which still very much led to coding. I did a little very, very brief online boot camp just to kind of make sure I liked what I was about to jump into before I jumped. But I definitely did. And then, kind of after meeting Pat and meeting Sean, and especially meeting a lot of the alumni I spoke with before I ever enrolled, so hearing the alumni input, or even people in the community who have interacted with Carolina Code School, it instantly was kind of that gut feeling of this is the right direction. It's really scary, but lean into those feelings and do it anyway. When I feel that, I know that that's my body, my brain saying, this is really scary because it's new, but it's also something new. So it's exciting. It's a new journey. It's new challenges. So it definitely was a very big switch, but it definitely was absolutely worth it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that we get this kind of like instinct to uh, I guess protect ourselves or like really pump the brakes when something big or new is coming along. And I we talk a lot about that alongside of the course because it is such a I guess a challenging, not just mentally and you're learning new technical skills, but you are also learning a lot about yourself along the way. and learning what comes up when you do face challenges or when you do face something that you don't know anything about. And so it's interesting to watch this common thing about our alums. You've talked to a lot of them that now that you have finished it, that even there's just people who share this common thing that I think is just like, just keep going. Like you said, just feel it. Don't don't run away from it. Don't kind of, like don't close that door until you really feel what you're feeling, and then just keep putting one foot in front of the other and just ask the right questions and just be open to what can happen rather than shutting that door and saying like, oh, it can't happen before you even know. And so it's a common experience to come in and just feel like I know nothing, and why am I doing this, or why would I even try to start? And everybody starts somewhere, and you just have to lean into it, like you said. And yeah, so as you were getting into it, you had those experiences. You had the what the heck am I doing and why am I doing it feeling, which I think a lot of us can relate to when we do something new. But I think you also said the word excited too, which I think was interesting that you used alongside of like this what the heck feeling. So tell me, like, what gets you excited about this process, about what you learned about being a new learner and a student of technology? Like, yeah, talk to us about what excites you.
Yeah. So I definitely feel like kind of the excitement is the other side of that anxious coin. I think a lot of times excitement and anxiety can kind of get crossed. They're very similar feelings in my head. But I was very, very excited. Something that I really lean into a lot is whenever I have those moments where it's imposter syndrome or it's just a bad day and all your code is breaking and you ran into the wall, whatever it is, it's just not a good day. You have those moments of excitement to kind of go reflect on. So for me, it's very much of remembering my why, and also really using other resources. And by that, I mean there are so many developers or other women in the tech field that I look up to, and they'll post social media posts or podcasts or blogs, or it could be simple as someone has a new computer set up and it looks amazing, but it's those kind of little trinkety things that I like to keep in my pocket when I need them to just pull them out, and really remember I am so excited about this to help, hopefully, help my community, but also I'm doing it because it excites me. I want to be a woman in this field that does inspire people to go and try things, continue learning, continue growing. So, kind of making that full circle definitely fuels that excitement for me.
And the aha, like I did it. I'm sure you had a few of those. Like, do you have one that you can kind of maybe share? Was there a point where you're like, I'm never going to get this. I just don't know what's going to happen. And then you had that moment of excitement because you figured it out finally.
Mhm. So I would definitely say there are a lot of those moments throughout the 12 weeks of Carolina Code School, and they can range from small. You figured out how to you know commit something on your terminal, which is so exciting and it's something new. So yeah, celebrate it. It doesn't matter if it's small or large, but you will have those smaller excitements. For me, the largest kind of, like you said, aha moment was when I was working on my demo day project. Pretty much the entire week out of our demo day, I was coming in every single day with a brand new bug. Something had broken the night before, or I got in the next day and something was broken, something wasn't working. And it was frustrating. It was testing my patience. It was making me feel like, what am I doing? I obviously don't know how to do this. But you know, you keep moving. And lo and behold, once I kept trying and really leaned on my resources here, asked questions, had other people look at my code, it was a very easy fix, which most of the time it is. And at that moment, within my app, two of the four features that were the more complex features, with one change, both of those started working simultaneously. And I could see it. It wasn't something that, you fixed a code and now your console isn't erroring out. It was something that was physically, I could see that this map was populating someone's location out of nowhere because of the code that was written. So that was the biggest aha moment where it was like, oh my gosh, this this works. And I did this. I, out of nothing, you create something that is beneficial or something that brings you joy or someone else joy. And you pulled it out of thin air because you kept trying and you kept working through all of it. That was definitely the biggest aha for me.
It's yeah, the culmination of 12 weeks of asking so many questions and, like you said, like making typos, console things, getting error messages, reading documentation, going to all the resources, getting the emotional support, and then you're just there and you're just sitting like boom, and yeah, two things flip on. That's really cool. And that those are the moments of like, if you mentioned loving people, and also, and I wrote I make notes and I wrote loving puzzles. You said like putting things together, and I just think that like if you have this thing about you where you're like, yeah, that really just lights you up to figure out when you put two things together and you finally make something work, that's engineering. That's
Mm-hmm.
software development, and it's really cool that you really did, like our students do, and you did it because you're mentioning it here. But just for those who don't know, our students do in those last few weeks, they take everything they learned in the first nine and beyond, because they learn as they continue to build. But they build an app from scratch that most times solves a problem or meets a need that is close to home or in something that's fun. Even like you can make a game, people make games, but you made an app that was really important to you and it solved a need that you saw. And I think that's really cool that you were it's bigger than just like, oh, I made it work. It's like, whoa, this is now going to be a resource and a thing that actually people can put their hands on and it will help them. So I just think that it really hammers home that like your why of loving people and loving putting things together and making things work and building things is all you need. You just need your why. And I know that that's a big thing that you tell people as you're sharing about your story. It's just like have a very clear sense of what you want to do. You've had careers before. You've worked in other places, in other industries, and yeah, this could have very well also been really hard and could have burnt you out, and it could have been it can, but you had a very clear why and you came back to it. And it was very natural for you to really like see that through. So it's exciting to see where you were because I got to watch and be kind of like an auxiliary person along your journey, and you're here now, and you're doing really cool things. So as we kind of end our chat, which I wish we could tell your whole story, just going down to all the rabbit holes. You have some exciting things going on, and I know that something that you have told me and you have made clear is that believing in yourself is a really big key to seeing yourself be successful, and that is in whatever you decide to do. But it very much applies here, where it's like you can be in tech. And anybody who's listening to this, you can be in tech if you are curious and you want to solve problems and you really want to make an impact. That's all you need to unlock this world of learning to code and making this happen. So I know that's part of you, but you have since taken your knowledge and brand new skill set. You're continuing to learn, you're continuing to build, you're continuing to make an impact. And like, what's next for you? What are you working on?
Yeah. So right now I'm actually, of course, kind of starting the job hunt. which is also exciting in itself. But kind of I don't want to say more exciting, but it's a different kind of excitement. I have been selected to go into an entrepreneurial group that's called Greenville Starts here, and it's run by some fantastic people within Furman. So it is kind of a group of people who kind of come together with their own ideas of things that they want to create, and how we can work together and how we can learn more of the business side of things, but also be creative together and kind of learn from each other and also learn from founders that have gone before us and have created their own businesses, their own applications that are out in the world. So that's what's next. That actually starts tomorrow. So you will be probably seeing and hearing a lot of that online, but that's super exciting. And then also, kind of a perk of being an alumni from Carolina Code School is you have a really huge opportunity to be involved in the upcoming students, kind of what their journey looks like. They do offer mentors, and I know my mentor was a huge impact in my journey. So if I can pass that along and be kind of a helping hand or a smiling face, I definitely want to do that. So kind of keeping in touch here and doing what I can to help out the new students and also see where Greenville starts, leads, are kind of the two big things right now.
Which is so cool because you just keep this momentum of learning and being curious and just opening doors that you have no idea what's behind them and just continuing on. And I think that is just what you find in our network. It's just a people who were willing to just say, yes, let me apply to this thing. Let me go ask the questions. Let me go see if it's something for me. And it's been amazing to watch people end up in places that they did not even conceive. And like, I don't think you would have been applying to Greenville Starts with a web application and really going with this idea. And I don't know if you would have ever considered yourself an entrepreneur. But here you are. And it's just this course, learning these skills, learning how to build a web application, front end and back end together, like learning these foundational skills is so incredible and can set you up for any kind of role because every company has tech jobs and needs excited, eager, hungry, motivated, curious talent. And that's what we're doing. We're supporting those people who are just coming from any background, who want to learn and do something new and make an impact. So that's you. You know, you're hearing from Megan. Megan is on LinkedIn. You can find Megan, follow along with her journey because she does share there, which is a hallmark, a very brave thing that you do is learn in public and share what you're learning and share your experiences. So thank you for doing that so we can all follow along. But is there anything else you would say about your experience and anyone who's considering this course or considering changing careers to get into tech? Is there some words of wisdom you can leave them with?
Yeah, so I will say this until I'm blue in the face, but lean into the fear, lean into the uncertain, especially when it comes to the Carolina Code School folks. They are an amazing group of people where even if you don't know what your next step is, or if you even want to take this step, you can reach out to anybody from Build Carolina or Carolina Code School out of the blue, and they will welcome you with open arms. They will answer your questions. And if it's not for you, then that's great. You'll figure it out, and they will most likely kind of talk through things with you and possibly help you find whatever that next step is for you. So use the friendliness that is what kind of Carolina Code School is known for, because they're amazing. They will absolutely change your journey, whether it's with them or by connecting you with other people. So lean into it, take the dive, know your why, and yeah, reach out to people. reach out to your network or our network.
Yeah, our network. Yay. So glad you're part of our community. And it is true. We are here to be a resource hub. We are here to introduce people to the world of technology and the just the industry that is software development, and beyond. And so we are here. Thank you so much for your time. And we only got to scratch the surface of your story, and I can't wait for us to do an update later, after your Greenville Starts experience and see where you go with that. I'm excited to follow along online. And yeah, just thanks for being an inspiration and just sharing your story while you're still writing it.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to share. Hopefully, I'll see you guys around. You can, like she said, feel free to reach out to me if I can be of any help. But yeah, thank you so much, Lauren.
All right, thank you.